Hello, my gay best friends. It is Dwayne. It is February 23rd, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon or so. Happy Sunday. I hope wherever you are, you're having a great Sunday. Or whenever you're listening to this, I hope your day is great regardless. Day, night, mid-afternoon, if you're on your first breakfast, second breakfast, third dinner, whatever, no judgment here. Now, I was hanging out this afternoon and going through my Facebook, and an article popped up from Fresh Edits that really called to me, and I was like, oh, let me read this. Now, I normally don't read like really long articles. I have the attention span of a fruit fly sometimes, and I caught myself about 25 minutes into reading this article, and it sparked a lot of thought. I thought it was really interesting stuff, so I thought I would share it with you guys. It is all about the writers of celebrities. Now, if you're not familiar what a writer is, it is a part of a artist's contract. A lot of musicians have them, comedians have them. Sometimes actors will have them too. If they're to show up and grace you with their presence, they have certain requests that the artists themselves personally would like to see come to fruition. Things that'll make them comfortable. And the most famous writer of all was Van Halen back in 1982. That's when people really started, like the everyday person ever really heard of what a writer was. And in Van Halen's writer for his 82 tour, he had placed a couple of items in there that were very common. I'm going off the top of my head here on this, but I believe artists would ask for certain things like, I would like 24 bottles of water for me and my crew. I would like, I don't know, like I would need certain things that make me comfortable. I like hot tea. It'll help my voice. Things like that. Well, Van Halen's writer included M&Ms. And this, if you were around my age, you should have heard about this most likely. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you have heard about the M&M writer request from Van Halen back in the early 80s. He snuck in his rider. He would like M&Ms, but he requested that all the brown ones be removed from the bowl of M&Ms. Now, a lot of artists have followed that route, because if you sneak something very specific like that in your rider, it shows that they are taking you seriously, that the venue that you're going to be at, whether it's a TV show or an arena, that they're taking you seriously by actually going through line by line, because making sure your requests are being fulfilled and even read, because contracts are very thick. I personally worked on one contract in my whole life, and it was for Rihanna, and this was before she was like huge like she is now. This was back right after, I want to say, her Umbrella song came out. And she had a contract with Avon, the multi-level marketing phenomenon that Avon is. Well, she had this was before Fenty Beauty, before all of that. She was just really making it big. It was right before she won all these MTV Video Awards and Music Awards. And, well, I got to work with her. And so her contract was like 60-something pages long. And a part of that contract included Rihanna's specific rider, her requests. And I thought it was amazing to think that some of the things that she requested, they all seemed rather normal. And I'll get into, well, I'll tell you now. Why not? And I'm sure it changes with every tour an artist goes on, or every, as their careers progress, different needs have to be met by the venues that you go to. And her rider included certain types of boxes of cereal. It included fried chicken, oranges, unpeeled. I remember that. She requested certain types of towels and candles, and it was actually rather basic. It's, from what I understand, this is what riders usually request: things that make the artist comfortable and not be stressed out before going out and performing. Now, I ran across, thanks to Fresh Edits, reading their article, I ran across a lot of different people's riders, and I'm going to assume that they are accurate. They kind of sound somewhat accurate, but I'm going to tell you about a couple of the ones I ran across reading this article, because I thought you guys would be interested in this. Let's go through the list. Joe Jonas. He had traditional items, but the one thing that really pops up or stands out, Joe Jonas requires 12 puppies to be in his dressing room, or his area that he gets ready whenever he goes on tour. He has said himself, there was an interview somewhere that he had said himself that this doesn't always happen, but it's always fun when it does happen to have 12 real life puppies there for you to play with. Lady Gaga, one of the items in her rider, says she would like a mannequin with specifically groomed nether regions. It doesn't go into details about what those specific groomed nether regions are supposed to look like, but that's what they have. Justin Timberlake's was actually kind of interesting. Justin Timberlake, I read a story about him. I'm going to digress for a second here. Justin Timberlake was with Madonna at one point where he was recording his song 4 Minutes with Madonna, and he was sick, and she was able to, while they were recording, pick up the phone, and within like an hour had a doctor there with B12 shots to give him a shot in his bum to make him feel better, because there's no time for sickness when you are someone like Madonna or Justin Timberlake. And this kind of goes along with my next two, which Justin Timberlake requests that all doorknobs backstage and all hotel doorknobs must be disinfected every 2 hours. On the same note, Madonna requests that she gets a new toilet seat at each and every venue. I understand that. You know what? The places I've moved to, like apartments I've moved to, I did not know this. At least in New Jersey, there's a law that they have to change the toilet seat before you rent it to a new tenant, which I thought was rather interesting. And I don't know if that's across the United States, but I know in New Jersey, that was one of the things that a lot of people don't realize. That's a real thing. So, you know, with Madonna, she needs a new toilet seat at each and every venue. I'm all for that. You know what? I'm there. Also, for Madonna, she wants her dressing room set up exactly like her room at home. Which home? Gee, she's got like several right now. Okay. She has her furniture shipped to each venue to make sure it's set up like her home, so it feels homey for her. She would also like white and pink roses trimmed to exactly 6 inches in length. She also requests 20 international phone lines. Wow. All right. That's something I did not know about. 20 international phone lines. For what? How long are you there for? Jeez. All right. Oh, and she also would like accommodations for her dancers and entourage, her wardrobe people, makeup people, everybody. There are 200 people plus she would like accommodations for. Could you imagine being there for 2 days and that's what you're doing? Like, that's what your requests are? It's crazy. All right, I'm moving on. Justin Bieber. I'm mentioning Justin Bieber because he's having a comeback right now. Justin Bieber by far seems to be, even more than Kanye West, so diva like. He would like 10 luxury sedans and a massage table. Really? All right. I guess this is for his entourage as well. 10 luxury sedans and a massage table. He would like accommodations in 2 different hotels. So he'll have 2 different rooms set up, ready, waiting for him in 2 different hotels. I guess if either one gets leaked out to the public or he doesn't like one's accommodations or field, he has options. I like options. Why not? And a private jet on standby, in case, just in case people show up and they're like, hey, I need to get out of town now. I need a private jet waiting to go. All right. And we have 2 more. We have Cher. Cher's on her bajillionth final tour. I think it's called the Here We Go Again tour, which I will be going to in a month and 3 days in Tampa. Very cool. Valentine's Day present for my husband. So if you're going, let me know. This is my first Cher concert. There are very few artists I've actually seen multiple times. Madonna was one of them. And who else? Alanis Morissette. Those are the 2 I can honestly say when they go on tour and they're in my town, I go. I will support them with my money because I am just a gay queen like that. All right, so Cher. Cher requires a room for her wigs, like a separate room completely. How many wigs does she go on tour with? Oh my God. I guess I'll find out later on in March how many changes of wigs she has in costumes. But she needs a separate room for her wigs. This is kind of funny. This is a girl after my own heart. Because her rider, with the exception of a separate room for her wigs, this is the one that I related to the most, I can say. She would like a comfortable couch and a TV that is cable ready, so she can sit down and watch TV and relax and channel surf before she has to go on stage. Get her mind off of going in front of thousands and thousands of screaming fans. I like that. I don't have cable. We're trying. You know what? We had cable for the longest time, and then we became a cord cutter, as it's called, where we got rid of cable, and now everything is streaming, and I kind of miss commercials. Like, I YouTube commercials now. It's sick fascination right now. Like, especially that we just had the Super Bowl. The only thing I was ever interested in sports when it came to, like, big games like the Super Bowl, the halftime performance, and the commercials. But she would like cable to watch TV. She requires black Solo cups. Fuck the red ones. She wants the black ones. I have never seen black Solo cups. I'm sure they exist. But she also requests lilies and special tissues. And they made a note to say in the article that I read on Fresh Edits that they don't know what special tissues are, but they don't think Kleenex is considered a special tissue. Also, let's see, J-Lo, which apparently is a diva, almost as much as Mariah Carey, I hear. J-Lo requires, for her